So you've probably seen this Google Trends picture be used in YouTube or in YouTube videos, even on the app, or even an article by Forbes that says Halo Infinite has been absolutely demolished in the market and it has been the best. Now, I do want to make a quick disclaimer. Halo Infinite, I think I did have the most amount of fun in Halo Infinite, and I think it was the best game. The granted, Battlefield, I can't fully judge Battlefield because there was a lack of features in game modes. I'm sorry, EA, but you really missed an opportunity by adding in more game modes, and a new map or something like that for the whole beta. I'm sorry, took a massive flop there. But let's talk about a quick talk about performance. So I've got a 3090 Ryzen 950 950X. Yes, I know the Ryzen 955 Gold. So I've got like the best PC you can pretty much get in the market. RAM's amazing as well. If anyone is curious, and the motherboard's quite high in motherboard as well. Power supply, you know all the stuff, right? So let's talk about FPS I got now. Unfortunately, I don't actually have any screenshots to back up, but COD Vanguard played the best, but COD Vanguard did play the best when it came to like high FPS. Obviously, the performance wasn't the best, but played the best. Call of Duty can run in Mateo, let's be honest. Call of Duty can run on like a 10-year-old CPU. I think you only need like a Intel i7 second gen or something like that. Compared to the other two games were a lot more higher in specs. I said Halo Infinite did have those certain bugs, but there was one thing that I think that was a flaw about Halo Infinite. I don't see a lot of people talking about this. The Battlefield 2042 Ultra settings were completely bugged in Battlefield 2042. They were just broken. But if you played at high settings, right? So I played at high settings, I played at Ultra settings in Halo Infinite, but the high settings in Battlefield 2042. I got about the same performance, same FPS, but like the rips and drops that I did get in both games. There's a lot more Battlefield, right? But the thing is, I was getting about the same FPS, about 140ish in both games, 2K at 30, 90, blah blah blah. I've already so said the specs. You know what I mean? Point was, Battlefield is 64 versus 64, right? For 128 players. Halo Infinite's 12v12. Yeah. Yeah. Halo Infinite is pretty poorly optimized for PC. But let's get straight on to this. I'm enough talking. So let's just start. Next, about how what's wrong about the Google Trends stuff. In the United States of America, first of all, you want to do a worldwide result if you're on Google Trends. You don't want to just do the United States of America because the United States of America does not representation the whole world. Man, I absolutely hate media companies and I hate people. I hate things when they do this. It could have been an error on their side, but they remember to put past 30 days because I know for a fact that the default is past 12 months on Google Trends. Like you go on Google Trends, it will default it past 12 months, unless there's an actual option to change it with like as default. But I'm pretty sure that's not an option. Point being, it's only the United States of America, not worldwide. So what's wrong with it being United States of America only? Well, Halo Infinite is an Xbox title. Now, yes, I know it's coming to PC. I know Halo's coming to PC, but that doesn't matter. Xbox's homeland is in the USA. Is the USA. PlayStation's homeland's like more like Europe or the rest of the world, right? And so is Nintendo and all that. Nintendo's like more like Japan and all that, right? The point is, most people play Xbox play in America. Xbox doesn't really dominate anywhere else in the market apart from the US. I mean, there's a decent amount of people that own Xboxes over here as well, but most people own like the UK. I live in Scotland. If anyone's curious, most people I pretty much owned have always owned PlayStations. Granted, I did know a decent amount of people that owned Xboxes during the 360 day. Point being is, PlayStation's always sold better than Xbox worldwide compared to Xbox. It's mostly the better in America. Granted, I think PlayStation's done better sometimes as well. I'm not 100% sure about that information, so I'm not going to put that out. Alright, second thing that's wrong with this Google Trends result. This result was done on the 2nd of October. 2nd of October. Which was quite a while ago. You know? Battlefield beta wasn't out. That was during the peak of Halo Infinite. I think that was like last Saturday or Sunday. It was one of the dates, right? So yeah, it was about a bit out of date information there. Alright, now we've got some backup to prove it. So this is the Forbes website if anyone's curious. Just type in this. It'll be the first thing that comes up. Now, I'm just going to make a disclaimer. Forbes has had some hot takes and stuff like that. If you want to just type up bad things to Forbes, so just go on YouTube, type Forbes sucks, something like that. I don't know. You'll find something. There's plenty of information about and its flaws, and a lot of people do complain about that. It's game journalism. Let's be honest, a lot of people don't like game journalism. So let's start with this right now. I typed up the exact same terms of this right. Now my results were completely messed up, and I don't know why. I did the exact same thing. This was completely messed up for me, but I decided, fuck it, let's type it in the game, right? So this is more accurate representation, isn't it? Of it, I would say. Now, I couldn't type in. See, when I typed in Halo, there's no such thing as video game series. It's just franchise. Granted, they are. I would kind of say they're all franchises. Though Call of Duty games and Battlefield games never really link each other ever. Like when it comes to stories, Halos have. But I think they were all right, and I've seen this now. Granted, this is during the Battlefield beta, for this is completely biased. And it's actually the 9th of October when I'm recording this. It only shows up to the 7th. Well, these are a wee bit out of date. So I'd like to see these in a few days' time. I'll maybe do an update and put an update in the comments or do a separate video on it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? The point is, right, Call of Duty's at the top. Now, I expect Call of Duty to probably sell the best this year. I'm sorry, Vanguard is probably going to be a flop, but it's probably going to still sell better than Battlefield. It's probably still going to have a higher player attention. We can't get rid of Call of Duty. I'm sorry. Though I find this hard to believe. Apparently, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare did better than Battlefield 1. To be honest, I had a lot of friends that actually like Battlefield 1, so I could see that, but no one played. I knew no one that played Infinite Warfare. I knew like a couple of people, but like no one like had a super interest in it. But you see, yeah, okay, sure, Battlefield's at its lowest, right? Battlefield's at its lowest. Battlefield's at its lowest. Like Battlefield shooters because of the beta, right? So once again, inaccurate, right? But let's type in United States of America, right? Because apparently everyone lives in the United States of America according to these search results. Literally. So this makes sense, right? This is the peak of Halo Infinite, right? So this was 54 now. Look at that. That makes sense, right? 54, right? The United States of America. Xbox dominates. Xbox dominates. It's actually kind of funny that Halo Infinite did the best in the state. Where FIFA 3 actually set up. FIFA 3 are set up in Washington. I think EA. I know Activision set in California, and I think EA might be set there. That's a weird state. White guys. It's like more red than the rest. Point is, yeah. But this is top right. This is the top right. Look at the peak. Look at the peak of this. Look at the peak of this compared to the others. This is the peak. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to take a screenshot of Twitch views. So you're just gonna have to believe me on this. And there's probably someone out there that took the screenshots of all peak times and got them accurate. There'll be some good person out there, right? But the peak Twitch views I seen on Halo Infinite, which for some weird reason was on a Sunday night at 1 o'clock in the morning where I live. It was like the last night before they got shut down. It was like 71 or 72k on Twitch. I think it was 71k on views on Twitch. That was the highest peak I've seen Halo Infinite at on Twitch. Now, this was during the second flight at the end, but I kept trying to look and I couldn't see it peak out anymore. So yeah, in fact, I could actually get results of Battlefield 2042 right this minute. What the results are right this minute. Now this is actually really, really low. Granted, Halo Infinite was about 15k the lowest. But the peak I seen in Battlefield 2042 on the first day when it came out, and this was like pretty early in the day, was 273k views. It peaked out at 273k views. That's a lot of views. And Vanguard peaked out of like 50k views on Twitch. Now, I know Twitch is not everything. There's games I play. I hate people that base games on Twitch. Is why I absolutely despise Twitch viewers. And I'm just gonna make a big massive statement. Halo Infinite will not flop and will not be dead in a few months without a battle royale. If you say that, shut the fuck up. Honestly, shut up. You have a shit take. The Master Chief Collection still have a consistent player base of 30,000 players, and I'm not joking. Look at it on Steam. Steam's about 10k, and that's like another 30k, 20k on Xbox now. Granted, it's probably went down to like 10 or 15k. Point is, you don't need a battle royale now. People are probably gonna say that's not a few million players. Game does not need a few million players. You know, I play a game called Star Wars: The Old Republic. You know what the player base is in that game? It's like it's like under 20,000 players, and it is the most played Star Wars game. But the point is, you don't just base a game off Twitch views, and that's why I'm not basing the Battlefield beta off Twitch views. But you do see, and I'm not going to have an opinion on this. I want to do an update on this. I want to do an update, but the people that say, "Oh, Halo Infinite absolutely crushes the results," and puts it in all their videos and brags about how Halo Infinite, yes, it was the best of all the beta. It was amazing. It was good, but really, really, guys, just you know what? That's the video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. I'm probably triggering some fanboys, and I probably pissed a lot of people off by this video because there's gonna be some idiot who will watch the video and just be, oh, okay. But in space their opinion, you know, there always is some people. There are always the same type of people. There'll be Halo fanboys, there'll be Battlefield fanboys, there'll be Call of Duty fanboys. Granted, I don't really know if there are any Call of Duty fanboys. If you're a Call of Duty fan, right now, you're an Activision shell, most likely. I mean, seriously. But if you're here, you potentially could be a Battlefield fanboy as well, and a Halo Infinite fanboy. That used to be a disclaimer. I've kind of been sick of Call of Duty after Black Ops 3. I think the last Call of Duty that I kind of enjoyed was the most hated Call of Duty. But my last Call of Duty game I really liked was Black Ops 3. And if you're talking before Black Ops 3 was Black Ops 2, I love all the Call of Duty games up to Black Ops, up to Ghost, amazing. Ghost was the first Call of Duty game I really liked. But I barely played Call of Duty. And if you talk about when I started in Battlefield, I started the Battlefield franchise in Bad Company 1. When did I start the Halo franchise? 2019. When it came to PC. But in fact, that's actually a lie. That is a lie. I actually did play some ODST. I actually did complete ODSTs like Halo Reach and Halo 4 during the life cycles. That is. So I did actually play the games, but I was always more of a PlayStation player than an Xbox player. But point still stands. I'm just talking for ages and ages and ages now. That's gonna be the video. Peace out. Bye.